Good evening. I am Lekshmi JS. Um, First of all, I want to thank this Sarthi platform to give me this opportunity for sharing my NEET journey examination. I'm currently doing third year MBBS in Government Medical College, Thiruvananthapuram, Kerala. I have cleared the NEET 2020 examination. My all India rank was 549 and my state Kerala rank was 79. Um, I'm currently doing MBBS third year. In my class 11 and 12, I never planned for entrance examination. I only focused on board examination. I never used to read NCERT textbook, especially NCERT physics textbook. I never used to read. I used to revise my tuition notes and class notes for the board exams only, because I never planned for writing an entrance exam in future. So I only focused on the board exam preparations, and the board exam went enough good. Then after 12th I got good marks in physics, chemistry and biology. Then I thought what should be my career in future. And many told that the entrance examination is only luck, and this entrance exam coaching needs so much money. You should you can take another options like normal degree courses like BSc, and or some say you can go to nursing. Some says you can go to engineering or pharmacist. But when I closed 12th examination, I felt something that I want to do something different in my career and in my future also. So I told my family that I want to prepare for NEET examination. They told me you can write the NEET examination, and they never want to they never forced to me become an MBBS student. They told after writing NEET, if it is not worked out, you can go to another degree courses also. Um, uh, uh, I prepared myself to start entrance examination after 12th. Um, so I have joined a coaching institute near my house, that is Sapphire Institute. I joined there, and I started preparing for entrance examination. But it was very difficult for me in the initial days to cope with the coaching institute, because I told that I never used to read NCERT textbooks previously. So I felt so many difficult for attending simple MCQ questions. So at first I felt so many difficulties, and I even tried to stop that entrance coaching in the midway, because I felt because it will not work out for me, because that difficult I felt. The motivation, I think it's a self motivation. I think I want to do a different career in my I want to do different career in my future. So I have the motivation was my self motivation, and it was my own decision. Okay. Um, in the beginning, rather than discussing about all the things I have done, I want to focus on some of the mistakes I have committed in my preparation time, so that I want a new NEET UG aspirants not to repeat that mistakes. So, first of all, I felt difficulty in each and every subject. That is, in physics, chemistry, and biology, I felt difficulty in approaching a multiple choice question. So I will elaborate the approach towards each and every subject. So everyone is unique, and everyone has different approaches towards each and every subject. That is, one's approach to physics is not same as that of another approach. So I'm telling that some general practices that can be implemented in physics, chemistry, and biology that will help we to approach a particular subject. So I told that I never used to read physics NCERT textbook in my class 11 and 12th. That was a big mistake I have committed in my class 11 and 12 because I understood that without NCERT we couldn't even approach a question, whether it is from physics or chemistry or biology. So so first I will tell about physics. In physics, we should, without gaining appropriate concept about a topic, we couldn't do an NCERT by only mugging at the formulas. That is, for physics, if we choose class 11 or 12, first we have to select a particular topic. For example, it is work, energy, or power. Work, energy, and power. That's a topic from class 11 physics textbook. So first we should read NCERT. That is, reading NCERT is important. In the first reading, we could understand nothing. But in the second reading, we can understand something. And in the third and repeated reading, we can understand the hidden concepts given in NCERT. So only after finishing what has been told in the NCERT textbook, we couldn't even do an MCQ. So first of all, an important thing is to gain concepts from NCERT by reading NCERT thoroughly. Then after repeated reading, we will understand the concepts behind each topic, whether it is from, for example, if it is work, also what is the definition of work, what is mean by work, and the examples of work, and like that we can see so many derivations of formulas, and we can just complete the concepts given in the NCERT. After finishing a concept from NCERT, we can do exercises given in the NCERT itself. Because NCERT is providing many questions that can be practiced from the time we are gaining that concept. So after finishing concepts, we should do exercises given in the NCERT itself. Then to understand what type of questions can be asked from the particular topic, we should do previous year exam question papers, because previous year question papers are the only treasures we have with us to understand what type of questions can be asked from that particular topic. So we should do the previous exam year questions. Okay, we should do previous exam year questions, and then we can shift to other grades and all to do more and more MCQs. Because in physics, without practicing so much MCQs, we couldn't manage time during the examination. Okay, when I started preparation, some might said that reading physics NCERT textbook is quite time wasting, and you should not waste so much time on NCERT, and you should do so many MCQs for practicing. And initially I have committed the same mistake because without going through NCERT physics textbook, I jumped into previous year questions, and I used to do previous year questions, and I couldn't even understand the I couldn't even understand the questions that has been asked from a particular topic. So initially it doesn't work out, and I felt so much depression that I couldn't even I couldn't even answer a question from physics. So then I planned my own strategy. I prepared my own strategy that I understood, because NCERT is the primary source that has been given from class 11 and 12. to understand various concepts that have been studied in class 10, 9, 10, etc. So um, without knowing what is distance or what is displacement, we couldn't jump into what is speed and velocity. I understood that. And I understood that reading NCERT physics textbook it's not a wastage of time. It's rather than a motivation, or it's rather than a concept building pathway that will lead us in right right knowledge and right pathway. So what I do that I started reading physics NCERT textbook. Um, in the first reading, I couldn't understand nothing because the language is so elaborative, and I was not at all understand what they are meant. Then I started repeated reading, and after repeated reading, I understood the hidden concepts given in NCERT. For example, if in gravitation, I mean in the chapter gravitation, I still remember that. I'm not at all interested in reading textbook because the language was so elaborative. Um, I started reading. I read textbook, and I started making notes from NCERT, and I memorized it. I rather than mugging up the formulas, I used to understand the derivations of that formula, and how the formula is derived from a particular concept. I learned it from NCERT, and I gained thorough concepts from NCERT. So, being a biology student, I took a NEET entrance examination only because I'm not very good in mathematics. I'm good in biology. I have chose NEET examination. But there, physics was a burden for me because, as you said, there is a lot of mathematical evaluation we have to do in physics. But truly speaking, after NEET examination, I understood that physics is not such mathematical. It is quite concepts based, and that concepts I gained from physics NCERT textbook. Okay, for chemistry, I can truly speak that NCERT is far more enough because information given in NCERT is structured in such a way that we can understand it from the beginning of the chapter, and towards the end, we are just thorough about each and every concept. For chemistry, we should have a base in chemistry. That is, first initial chapters in the chemistry textbook, that is, whether it is from class 11 or class 12, is important for understanding further chapters. So we should be very thorough with the initial chapters like chemical bonding, atomic structures, so in the class 12 textbook, there is a solid state. There are so many chapters that make basis for a further chapter. So by understanding or by thoroughly reading the chemistry NCERT textbook, we should first understand the basic chapters given in the chemistry textbook, and then go for inorganic chemistry and organic chemistry and all. So coming to chemistry, initially I thought that reading NCERT textbook will be messy, and solving MCQs is very important. But I'm again telling that NCERT chemistry textbook is far more enough. First, you should approach the subject chemistry in a very light manner, because in physics NCERT textbook, not mere reading from the very first sentence to last sentence of the chapter is not needed. But for chemistry, from very first sentence of a chapter to last sentence of the chapter will make us make us gaining a thorough concept. So first you should read a particular topic from the NCERT textbook, and then you go to exercises given in exercises given in the chapter, and in the back of each chapter, at the end of each chapter, you can see an array of about 30 to 33 questions in NCERT. So by practicing that questions, we can understand the various assumptions about each and every concepts that have been explained in the chapter previously. So after completing each chapter, that is after reading NCERT textbook and after doing exercises given in the NCERT, we should go for a previous year exam question paper. Because in chemistry, there is some calculation parts that we have to practice via MCQs. Because the examiner will ask calculation part from chemistry. From in chemistry, in point of view of chemistry, there is calculation part, and there is inorganic chemistry, and there is organic chemistry. So in physical chemistry, the calculation part comes. So in physical chemistry, you must read this chemistry in this textbook, NCERT textbook. You should do exercises given in the NCERT. Then you must do various previous year question papers. And then you can collect so many MCQs regarding a particular chapter that from internet, and several PDF of several books that are available in the net. Then coming to inorganic chemistry, we have to mug up so many chemical reactions. So at first, we feel so many difficulty in mugging up all these chemical reactions, because it is difficult to memorize all these chemical reactions. So only thing we need to do is by revising it. By revision, we can break these difficulties in such a wonderful manner, because I am very I'm not at all good in memorizing all these things in my brain. I felt difficulty also. In the first time, even if I studied well, I forget in the next day. Only by revising it all the day, or revising it all the day before going to bed is necessary for memorizing chemical reactions and formulas given in the inorganic chemistry. And coming to organic chemistry, of course, it is NCERT chemistry textbook is far more enough. You need not worry about the other big equations given in some gates and all. You just mug up, or you just thoroughly understand the organic chemistry reactions given in the chemistry NCERT textbook. So in the when coming to biology, I felt so much interest in biology. So I started from the very beginning, that by reading NCERT biology textbook, I used to make notes in case of biology. In the case of physics and chemistry, I used to make notes from selected topics of NCERT textbook. But in case of biology, my note is just a copy of the textbook, because I understood from my learning experience that each and every sentence in biology NCERT textbook can be asked as a question, because examiner knows our weak point areas and our difficult areas. So they will more concentrate on the difficult areas. That is, without the one who thoroughly reads NCERT textbook and even mugging up all the text given in the particular chapter will understand a question which has been asked from a particular topic. So in case of biology, because it's a prime source that can be used is NCERT biology textbook. Approach towards a chapter is very important, because in biology textbook there are so many pictures and so many examples. So you make sure that you are making a separate note for examples that are given in each chapter. In several chapters, there are names of so many organisms, so many examples, and so many difficult names that have been coming in in each and every section. So you make sure that you are they are making a note which contains all the examples given in the following chapter. So in the chapter morphology of flowering plants, there are so many categories, there are so many classifications, there are so many examples. So in the case of biology, the examiner is more interested in asking the examples and all. For example, which of the following is belong to this category, which of the following is belong to this category. We just want to pick up that particular option from that MCQ if we thoroughly understood about the classification part. Example, in case of morphology of bacteria, there are so many names of bacteria, fungi, classification of fungi, classification of bacteria and all. We should mug up all these examples and must revise all these examples every day. Because by revising it in that at the day of examination and at the time of examination, the whole classification will be running through your mind. And without wasting much time, you can simply pick up the correct particular option. That is a correct option without looking into the other options and thinking about what option, what is the right answer. First, you must thorough with the pictures given in the NCERT and labeling of that picture. And you make sure that you are making notes from NCERT textbook, and you are making a separate notes for examples, for collecting examples given in the NCERT textbook, and revise it every day. And in the day before the examination, you only need to do in biology. For physics, we have to memorize so many calculation part and memorize formulas. For chemistry, we have to memorize so many chemical reactions. For biology part, make sure that the day before the examination, you are very thorough with the whole classification, whole examples when the biology NCERT textbook. According to me, I used my biology NCERT textbook, and I have completed previous year question papers from 2005 till 2019, and that is enough. That is far enough. Because many of the questions can be repeated. This is an important point about previous year question paper, because examiner is interested in picking up by repeatedly asking questions once more. So in my NEET 2020 examination, there was so many repeated questions from previous exam papers also. So this is a type of preparation strategy according to biology. That is reading NCERT, making notes from NCERT, and making a separate notes for examples and classifications from NCERT textbook and memorizing it every day. Okay. When coming to memorizing, I was so much interested in making notes, because in my NEET 2020 examination has been conducted during the COVID times, in the midst of COVID times. Initially the exam was scheduled to be conducted on May 3, but due to COVID, it was postponed to July 21. And due to rising COVID cases, it is again postponed to September 30. So we got an additional 5 months for preparation. During that, it was my golden time that I used better to approach a NEET examination. So when coming to memorizing part, what you have to do is in physics, we have to make notes, that is notes containing all the formulas and derivations of that formulas, and from a single formula, different formulas can be made out. And from previous year question papers, different formulas can be picked up from previous year questions. And you make sure that you are reading physics NCERT textbook, and you are making a formula book for NCERT physics. In coming to chemistry, in chemistry also there are so many examples and so many chemical reactions. So you make sure that you are just making notes about that about such inorganic reactions and organic reactions. About organic chemistry, you must thorough about the organic reactions given in NCERT chemistry textbook. So also we have to memorize the periodic table, because I still remember that in my examination I had a mistake, because they simply asked some of the D block elements and their atomic numbers match the following. I couldn't at that time, because of my messy mood, I forget these even simplest atomic numbers of D block elements. So I request you to uh, memorize periodic table, and a thorough knowledge about all the block elements, that is S block, D block, D block, and F block elements is necessary for chemistry. So revise it every day. All the chemical reactions and organic chemistry reactions should be memorized every day. Rather than by reading these notes, you must make sure that you are writing this reaction. By writing this reaction, you should study chemical reactions given in chemistry. And in case of biology, I made a separate note for examples that has been given in the NCERT biology textbook, and I memorized it every day before going to bed. And the day before the examination, in case of biology, I didn't started to read from the textbook from the very beginning to the end. I only concentrated on these example parts, because in biology, we are sure that there will be some questions. There will be many more questions from examples only, by picking up these examples. So by making notes and revising it every day, I memorized it. Okay. Uh, I got about 2 months before the examination. I used to study about 16 hours a day. And everyone needs to understand that everyone is unique. And if one likes to study physics in morning, another wants to study, or another likes to study physics in night. So it's up to you that what time you are spending on each subject. So in my opinion, in the most comfortable time should be given for the most difficult subject, because by looking on the whole day, I liked to study more in night. So that was my comfortable time. So I used to study physics during that time, because during the time after lunch, we can't do problems from physics, because our mind will be we will be in a like a lapping mood. So what I have done is, I divided the whole day into three. That in the morning, whenever I get up from bed, I used to study biology, because that was my too much reading NCERT biology textbook. And by doing previous year questions, I used about 5 hours in the morning for biology. And in the noon and afternoon, I used to study chemistry. And it was a little bit, we feel sleepy during the afternoon period. So I used to write, so that I'm not sleepy. I used to write reactions given in the chemistry NCERT textbook, and by doing problems in physical chemistry, afternoon I managed but to study chemistry. And at last, during night, that is from about 6:30, evening 6:30 to late night, I used to study physics, because it needs time for me. As I told, I want to read and understand the physics NCERT textbook, and doing problems, and revising it once before going to bed. So what I used is you have to choose your comfortable time for each subject. Um, uh, um, that is you are comfortable. The most comfortable time should be given for most difficult subject, because it takes time and you slowly and relaxedly you can make that subject. And there will be some time that we feel sleepy, we feel depressed, or we feel that we can't continue the preparation consistently. There will be some problem with the consistency. What I have felt is I'm a person who loses consistency sometimes. So what I did was by choosing the most comfortable time for the most difficult subject. Um, and by when I feel sleepy, I used to write, or I used to do problems from physical chemistry and chemical reactions of physical chemistry. And in the morning part, I before I said I used to study biology. Okay, according to me, the NEET 2020 examination was has been conducted during the COVID time. So the COVID time itself was a difficult situation for us. We are not allowed to get out of the house. So due to rising COVID cases and lockdown, we are just locked in the houses. So, you know, during that time, I felt so many depression that the exam is going, is just postponing, and exam is not conducting on the time that have been scheduled previously. So, and that at that time, I felt depressed. But in my opinion, self motivation is very important. That is, self motivation means you have to imagine, or you have to understand that after completing NEET examination, you are going to make your career. That is, you are going to make your future. So what I did was, in the preparation time, I dreamt of becoming a doctor. I used to do when I feel sleepy, or when I feel just depressed, or when I feel that I couldn't do the MCQs from physics, or I couldn't do the problems from chemistry and physics. What I did was I just imagined, but I just closed my eyes and I just imagined that I'm wearing my stethoscope, I'm wearing my white coats, and I'm walking through the wards, and I'm walking through the veranda of my medical college and all. I just imagine that, because I'm truly speaking, it is a kind of self-motivation, because it gives a positive attitude to learn the subject and to crack the subject. By imagining we are a doctor, we will get some positive energy, and we will be forced to our mind will be forced to do so and so MCQs, that, and our mind will prepare very strongly. And self motivation is very important. And my parents also motivated me for doing more and more MCQs. My mother always told me, because if you are earning something, or if you are consistently earning for some if you are consistently earning for some venture, it will reach up to you, and you have to do only the hard work. And according to me, I used to do self motivate myself, and I used to hear music, because I love hearing music. So in the leisure time between doing these MCQs and between reading textbooks, I used to hear music. But it should be for 5 and 10 minutes. We shouldn't go for much distractions, because by watching a movie, or by watching some videos and all, there is a chance of distraction. So make sure that you are not distracted too much by engaging some other activities. Make sure that you are relaxing yourself, and you are self motivated yourself. Okay, class 11 and 12 is such a thing that it is not just the continuation of 10th and 9th. According to state board examination, what we have studied in 10th is not similar to what we have studying in class 11 and 12. There is much difference. So first of all, NCERT textbook may seem to be so big, and in the beginning we may feel so difficult for entering into the concepts given in the NCERT. So there is no right time, because after gaining admission in class 11, the time starts. Entrance examination preparation starts. That is in the okay. Students, I want to tell you that self-study is one of the very important thing to achieve a concept, because someone is teaching you a concept, or someone is telling you that concept, you will understand it, and there is a chance of forgetting that concept. When you are just reading, you are just exploring the textbook, and you are making concepts from textbook, it will remain in your mind forever. So self-studying should be promoted during class 11 and 12 itself. That is, in class 11 and 12, in schools and tuitions, they are more concentrated on the board examination. They are not concerned about the entrance examination, because all students are not going to write the entrance exam. So in schools, they will be more focusing on board examination, and they will be more focusing on the question pattern given in the board examination. So our challenge is to how balance the board examination preparation and also the entrance exam preparation. So there is no separate entity for these two examinations. Board exam preparation is concurrently can be done according to entrance exam preparation. So during class 11 and 12, what we have to do is we have to understand the concepts given in physics NCERT textbook. We have to make notes from NCERT textbook, so that it can be used in entrance exam preparation time. By in the initial day of class 11, you need not go for any previous year question papers and all. In the initial days of class 11 and 12, during the class 11 and 12 period, what we have to do is we should thoroughly understand the concepts and problems given in the NCERT physics, chemistry, and biology textbook. And after the class 11 and 12, after the board examination, if you are very thorough with the NCERT, the concepts part and problem part, you can just freely enter into the solving previous year question papers and prepare for NEET examination. So I never joined up an online platform or online test series for doing MCQs, because during that time I never had a phone, and the network, the phone we had in my house was not has no networking also. So the only source I have used is I have downloaded previous year question papers from my elder sister, and I brought previous year question papers from my elder sister, and I used to do previous year question papers, and by making a time schedule. That is, the NEET exam is going to be conducted in the afternoon period from 2 to 5. So I during before the examination, because that is a month before the examination, I started to I prepared a time schedule for that is NEET exam is going conducted in my home. That is from 2 every day from 2 to 5. I take a paper, that is a previous exam question paper, and I started doing it. That is in the 3 hours I finished the physics part and the chemistry part and biology part. Initially it was difficult. Later I could manage time in these 3 subjects. Okay, so first of all, I want to say that Sarthi platform is such a wonderful and is a boon for NEET UG aspirants. because in my time there was no such platform to help or to guide or give mentorship to us. So I earned during that time that if there is such a platform and all, I could join and I could understand something. But in that time there was not such platform. So in the future NEET UG aspirants, you are just lucky to have this platform. So what I'm going to give a message is that is this entrance examination or NEET entrance examination is not a very difficult thing. We might think that this is a lucky or this is a matter of luck, and those who are very rich are meant to become doctors, and those who are very talented are meant to become doctors, and all. I am here to speak before you. I am here only because I used to self motivate myself to become a doctor, because my family was financially low and I belong to a middle class family. I felt so many difficulties in managing these network issues from my phone and all. And constant motivation, self motivation is necessary for every entrance examination. Entrance examination is a time is up to time management. It's all up to time management. So during entrance examination, even if we have studied a lot of a lot of textbooks and lot of the resources from the NEET examination, if you are not during the particular examination time, if you are not focused, or if you are not if you become blackout, or if you become messy all around, you can't write the examination well. So what you should know, what you should understand is financially becoming weak or physically becoming weak is not a matter of our examination. Examination, NEET examination is about time management. So what knowledge we have, what much knowledge we have gained is not matter. It's only the time management is necessary for NEET examination. So that we have to, that is the main challenge of NEET examination, because I still remember that in my time, there were so many talented students in my class, and they were just outstanding in doing MCQs and all. But during the examination, during that particular day of examination, because of some reason, they couldn't make out some questions, and some questions went wrong. And for me, that particular time, I used what I have done is I started doing questions that I have know thoroughly. That is my strong point is biology. So during the examination time, I started doing biology. From the I started taking biology section, and I started to do biology. And when we understand that we are doing many more MCQs, and that is we are just scoring. A scoring mind will give us confidence, and that confidence is far enough. And to do problems in physics, and later so many chemical reactions given in chemistry part also. So that confidence you have to build up during the examination time. So all the mechanical and the lucky part all come in the examination time. So during the examination time, what we should do is always start from your strong point. That is, always start from what you know thoroughly. That is, if someone knows physics very thoroughly, then you can start from physics. And someone is very much thorough in chemistry, you can start from chemistry. So always try to know that don't start from a difficult question, because by starting a difficult question, you are wasting your time, and you are wasting your marks also. So a question determines a rank. That is, a question can make ourselves very low in rank and very high in rank also. So what I want to say that Financially, weak students need not worry about so many grades that are available in the market and all. Because the prime source we have to use is the NCERT textbook. Without understanding NCERT textbook, we couldn't do the MCQs. That is, no one has passed this examination or no one has cracked this examination without reading NCERT textbook. That is according to my opinion. So what my message is, my valuable message is, love NCERT, learn from NCERT, and make sure that you are just thorough with the NCERT, and then you can easily do the MCQs during the examination time. Okay, so I know that exam is going to be conducted in May 7. So it's hardly 1 month. During these days, what we need to do is we should revise what we have studied previously. We should not need to start a difficult topic and difficult area that will not help in writing the examination. So during examination, if we want to do more if we want to do more questions, what we need to know is those topics we have revised so much. The questions that has been asked from that particular topic will be cleared in very less time. That is, if we are very thorough with the if 5 chapters given in biology NCERT textbook, which contains so many examples, you can easily clear about 25 questions that can be asked from that 5 chapters in about 5 minutes. So I still remembering that I have cleared my NEET examination at 4:30, because the examination was from 2 to 5, and I have cleared and I have finished in 4:30, and half an hour I just sit in my place by looking into the question paper. So it's all about time management. It's all about speed. So what we need to do in these days, that is, it's hardly about 1 month, and we are not going to study very big topics. You can study in a small way, but what you need is what you learned previously should be revised thoroughly. You should read about 5 to 10 times a topic every day. So what you do is for physics, I will tell measures can be taken in each subject. For physics, you make sure that you are memorizing formulas, and you are pakka with the derivations of that particular formula, and you are make sure that you are revising the concepts that have been made from NCERT textbook. And then in chemistry part, you make sure that you are revising the periodic table in organic chemistry and the organic reactions given in organic chemistry. And then for biology part, as I already said, you make sure that you are revising all the examples every day. Every day you should revise the examples, because examples are the what I say. Examiner is very interested in asking examples from biology. So revise it. Revision is the only thing that can be done in these days. Revision. So then you can by selecting some particular difficult topic, and by studying it by dividing that difficult topic. That is, you need not spend a whole day for a single difficult topic. You can memorize that so many different topics you have studied previously, and for a particular time, you divide that difficult chapter into 4 or 5, or give each and every day, give your attention towards the difficult chapter every day. So we have to do in this pre-examination period that we have to revise what we have studied previously.